we go.
That's a fucking healthy pour. Thank you, sir.
All right, you ready?
Yeah. Just make sure when you're talking into your...
Okay, I can talk into it.
Yeah,
There you go. That's perfect.
The problem and the clock have been started. We've been here for a minute, but
Oh, we had a good time.
would you like to bring us in
Yeah.
with a welcome back, you motherfuckers? Let's get that little soundbite.
Is this the first trip back onto the mic since you had it at your place?
No.
No, but for you it is.
Yeah.
Oh.
We haven't had you here in a while.
Oh ho.
Yeah.
What'd I miss out on?
A little bit of everything. A little bit of a scene change. A little bit of now we do this in a closet.
Yeah.
But
Premise is the same.
yeah.
Premise is pretty much the same.
So for those of you who can't tell, we've got Senior back with us. It's been a long time. A lot of people have asked for more stories with Senior. It seems to be a pretty good segment, I guess, if you will.
Yeah.
Pretty good.
I get a kick out of it because I've never heard most of these stories. So
They're still golden.
yeah.
And I still have people that are like, dude, the goose.
Yeah.
Your dad really did that with a goose? I'm like, yeah.
I was thinking the other day, like, we should go catch a goose and just show up at your dad's house.
Every time I see a goose, and so the field across from us, there were like 400 geese out there the other day. And I remember I'm sitting there driving over the bridge. I'm looking at them. I'm like, I wonder if I can get to the edge of that thing. Because it's all grass. It's all been graded smooth. I'm like, man, I'd have to belly crawl or make like a ghillie suit.
Oh, listen, it's so easy. Just get an empty Fritos bag and then crunch it and scrunch it and they'll come running. And then you snag them.
But these aren't geese by a pond. These are geese that flew in. Maybe it'll work. I don't know.
Hey, the geese I was doing were at Denver Zoo.
Yeah. That'd be hilarious. See me and Jerett out there. He's Frito. What are you guys doing? Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
Do you listen to this podcast and you'll find out?
Yeah.
I was thinking we could throw them in the back of my fucking truck and then close it.
Oh, close the
because it's all
tonneau
fucking
cover?
Closed, yeah.
Could you imagine that Chevy at a stoplight? Things trying to fly out.
Just my subwoofers. It's just my subwoofers.
Well, we kept our geese alive and we snagged them. And Mom would drive home and I'd carry them. I had a bunch of newspaper on the floor of the car.
Yeah.
So if they pooped, which stinks, you don't want it, flying around. So I'd hold the geese in the passenger seat and she drove.
Well, he's got that bed cover. That's what he's saying. We could throw him under there. But again, when you tried to get him out, boy, that'd be another battle. You open that thing, you'd have to
We'd have to get that one on video.
have that thing coming out at you, honk, 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 trying to take your head off. Did you punch a goose?
Well, we want to be able to say if the police stopped us and they said, what are you doing with that goose? I was just going to tell them, hey, it's a joke. We snagged it in the park and we're going to throw it into a friend's front door and just listen to him scream and yell.
Perfect.
What's your problem?
Yeah. We're not going to eat it. We're not eating this
I'm
goose.
taking this thing to kill it right now. I'm bringing a snack. I'd have done it already.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Well, Senior's going to tell us some car stories this
Yeah.
time. He's got a whole list. We'll draw a question first
Okay.
so we can get this thing started. I want to say thank you to my buddy Charlie.
Thank you, Charlie.
Yeah, he's a guy I work with. He's a good old dude.
Yeah, good.
So, well, actually, we'll let Dad draw a question.
All right.
He remembers how this works, even if
Yeah.
we don't.
I got it.
Is that handwritten? It might be from Kendra.
Tell an embarrassing story. I've got a lifetime of it.
Yeah, that's.
We're about to hear something.
We're gonna.
Yeah.
We're going to hear some of these. I told my most embarrassing story about the poor little crippled girl that was singing. So that is
Yes.
that
Pure
is
gold.
enough for a lifetime. And shout out to Lance, who every time he sees me goes, "Hey man, I heard this podcast about a certain somebody who was making fun of a crippled girl." I was like, "Oh God." And it just made my heart fall into my stomach again. And this is 20 some odd years later. So if you want to hear my embarrassing story, you can go back and find that in the annals of our history.
It's hard to narrow it down to one story that's been embarrassing. I've spent a lot of my life embarrassing the shit out of myself.
Yeah?
Yeah, I'll have to come back to that. I don't know. Fuck anything. Like trying to prove like that somebody's dumb and then you're dumber.
Show your own
that's pretty embarrassing. I've done some shit like that.
Show your own ignorance.
Yeah, where I've been like, oh, that's this, and they're like, no, stupid. It's yeah. So I think any time that we played a game that the girls ask us questions,
oh dude,
and I am fucking like Billy Madison, like not only is that the worst answer I've ever heard, we are all dumber for listening to it.
Yeah, we've had some wives games on here and we answer questions and they both look at us and you can tell that JJ and Kendra in the same moment are thinking, why did I marry this moron?
You can't be this stupid.
And now he's putting it on a public platform.
Yeah. Right. JJ's like, should I edit this out?
It's okay.
Yeah.
So we've had Senior talk about some of his car stuff. So for those of you who've listened, you heard about when he got at the attempted kidnapping, not him kidnapping somebody, him being the victim. You heard about the race car, and we heard about the Packard limousine, which the Packard limousine story is one that a lot of people really like. But Dad's got a couple. He kind of ran us through some of these, and Dad, like your dad, Jerett, has had a million every car. I mean, I remember talking to him and hearing him go, man, if I'd have kept this.
Yeah, no fooling.
Yeah, insert year, make, and model.
Right.
It'd be worth this. I'm like, if you'd have kept all that, we'd have had a 500 car, memorial by now. So
museum.
Yeah.
What do you think by far was your favorite car that if you could buy it today would you wouldn't hesitate?
The favorite car I had was a 1964 Ford red convertible, and it was a 427 4-on-the-floor stick shift.
Nice.
And I was in the Navy, and I had it. I took it they sent me to a school in Memphis, Tennessee, Millington, Tennessee. And I thought for some reason that I was just going to go hunting whenever I wanted to in Tennessee. So back then, I remember, guys, this is in 1960.
Right.
I had a double barrel 12-gauge shotgun. I had a 30-30, and I had a 30-06 in the trunk.
Shit comes with me everywhere.
And I went to a naval air station in Millington, Tennessee, to take up navigation school because I started in the navigation part of flying. And because I was very low ranking and still considered a military student, I had to park in a parking lot outside of the main gate.
Yeah, okay.
And I came out one day to go town to do the laundry. And I was walking across the parking lot thinking, that red Ford is one bad-looking car. It's so sleek and so low. You bet the bastard was low. It was on 4 brake drums.
Oh, nice.
Oh, shit.
Took your rims and tires?
Somebody went into that parking lot and picked the car up on a jack, took the custom wheels I had off of it, all 4, and put it back down on its brake drums. And, but it was one fast girl. And that 64 Ford, I drove it. After I finished that school, they gave me a liberty of a week, and my parents lived in Marion, New York, which is up by Rochester. And I got in that car first thing in the morning with my orders of where to report in a week and headed for home and fell asleep doing about 70 miles an hour going north on the New Jersey Turnpike and drifted into the center median guardrail. And it peeled the entire body from the headlight to the back bumper off the side of the car. And I woke up in the process of that.
What the fuck?
And I pulled over to the right-hand side of the road and drove the shoulder. I never got out to look. And there was a service area on the New Jersey Turnpike, and I pulled it in the service area, got out, and they were the guts of the front door. Then there was the guts of the quarter panel, and the back fender was missing. Oh. And it just, the cleats on the rail, I just kept bouncing against it.
Oh, yeah.
And it just peeled the sheet metal off that car.
Oh.
And I'm in the gas station, so I took it, and I went, you know what, it's still drivable. So I pulled it up to a fuel pump, and a New Jersey state trooper showed up, and he said, excuse me, sir.
Is everything all right this evening?
He said to me, why? He was really polite. He said, excuse me, sir. He said, have you recently had an accident?
I think I found some of your car.
And I just looked at him as innocently as I could and said, nah, it's always looked like
I bought it like this.
It's on sale.
The guy started to laugh so hard he had tears in his cheeks, and I said, I didn't mean to ruin my day. He said, you just saved your ass a ticket, you fucking dope. And he said, your front fender, your door skin, and your back fender is in my car. And he said, put your top down, I'll put it in the back seat. He said, get the hell out of here.
Oh, God. Well, thank you for your assistance, sir.
That shit's not mine.
Yeah, can you prove it's mine?
I brought me tears telling it. And I drove all the way up to Marion, New York, and pulled in the driveway, and my father walked out and said, what happened? And I said, some state trooper ruined my car.
Yeah, did you get his badge number?
Son of a bitch.
The guy never gave me a ticket to me. He said, get the hell out of here.
Oh, that's awesome.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah. So, cars, I've had problems with cars.
Wow, we missed that story too at the inception. So Dad has 4 other very funny car stories he's going to tell us.
That
was pretty good.
It's going to be hard to tell.
I don't. These ones are pretty fun.
Oh man, that one was pretty fucking fun.
That was pretty good.
Well,
Let's start.
the first incident I've had with a car outside of the old Packard.
We see a pattern here.
Yeah. Tell me why you've had so many cars.
My sister, who is 4 years my senior, had her first car was a white 4-door sedan, 1953 Chevy. Little 6-cylinder, nowhere, who cares car.
Right.
And I wanted to borrow it. And she was making payments on it and all that crap. And so she said, sure, that's fine. And it was snowing. I don't know what it is with me and snow. And so I borrowed it. And I took off in it. And there is, in New Jersey, they have traffic circles, not rotaries.
We call them a roundabout.
Roundabouts here.
Yeah. Well, they're a traffic circle in northern New Jersey. And I went whistling around this traffic circle. And the guy in front of me slammed his brakes on. I slammed my brakes on, slammed up against the center curb of the rotary, of the traffic circle. And the driver's side and rear end hit that curb at the same time. And I ended up on the roof in the middle of the traffic circle.
Nice.
So I'm upside down. Of course, there's no seatbelts, and I'm all beat up and my bloody nose, and you know. So I crawled out of the car, and a couple of guys stopped and ran up and said, you okay? And I said, yeah, I'm fine, but look at this. And they went, no problem. And the three of us pushed that car, rocked it, and pushed it, and boom, they bounced it over so it landed on the pan. And it looked like all right. And I started it up, and I started to come off the traffic circle and high-centered it.
You wave those same guys down. Hang on, fellas, we're not done.
I need to push.
Almost done.
Just bounce it.
Just
And everybody, of course, disappeared. Here I am.
just teeter-tottering.
I'm teeter-tottering on this concrete curb, and here comes the police.
I'm sitting in a
And
pound
out
here.
comes
Hello again, Mr. K. No, I don't need your license. I know who you are.
Were you in an accident today? No. Playing teeter-totter.
he says to me, "You rolled your car over?" And I went, "Oh no, I just slid it and climbed the curb." And I'm standing right next to him, and he looks over at the gutter at the top of the door, and there's a whole bunch of grass in the gutter. And he picked the grass out of the gutter and said, "You want to tell me what you did here?"
Yeah.
So I said, "Yeah, I hit the curb and the car flipped over and some guys helped me back. And I was driving it off of here and high-centered it." And he said, "Did you get their names?" "No." "Okay." And he said, "You been drinking?" And I went, "No, fortunately I hadn't." And he just said, "Well, I'll get a tow truck here and we'll pull you off. And if you're capable of driving it, you can drive it. And I'm going to give you a ticket for unsportsmanlike conduct." I don't know. He gave me a ticket, and it was like $30 for being on the center median.
Right.
I had occupied the center median.
You were driving in a non-drive lane or
Yeah.
something.
Yeah. So
Can't park there.
So I got
You can't give you a parking
It's a
ticket.
parking ticket.
I got a ticket for illegal parking. And he called for a tow truck, and the guy pulled me off, and it cost me $20. And I had to do some repairs to the car because it put the front end alignment out of alignment and
Sure.
bent one of the rims and, that kind of stuff.
Well, but it's funny, a modern car.
Oh, it would have been fucking
So
ruined.
your structural pillars, if you crush the corners, the car is total.
Your car's
If
total.
everything
Total.
else
Yeah,
everything else is
absolutely.
great, they go, nope, it's done.
Yeah.
So the fact that you had an all steel car that you rolled over and then rolled it back over and
Yeah. It's
you
fine.
let the motor drain, you let the oil drain back down to the motor and start it up and
But you know what? 1954, 53 Chevy, four-door sedan, had center posts and all that stuff.
yeah.
It never broke a window.
It was a fucking tank.
The antenna looked like it had become a corkscrew. And there were some hubcaps missing, and there was some stuff that had made my sister cry.
right.
But it was all fixable.
Well, but I remember in high school I saw an accident and it was a woman, older woman, probably in an 84 Lincoln, a big four-door. They're 17 feet long
Yeah,
and
boats,
8.5 feet wide, and she had gotten in an accident in an intersection with a Honda Civic, and that Civic was a wreck.
Yeah.
And she had a scuff, and she was sitting outside of her Lincoln looking at him like, okay, well, my car's fine.
Yeah.
They took his off on a flatbed truck, and she got back in her Lincoln and drove it home and probably had her husband buff it out
Yeah.
and then whatever, dealt with their insurance claim. But it's just one of those stout-made older cars.
Yeah, no, and they don't make them like that anymore. And I believe everything's made the way that it is now because when you could work on a car yourself, you weren't taking it to a mechanic shop and you weren't taking it in for oil changes. The reason that they do things now is because same reason that Michelin does the Michelin Star program. They were selling tires, but nobody was driving.
Right.
So if you make them come in for maintenance, they're going to spend money. So same thing with cars. Like if you fucking ding your car right now, your bumper's done or your door's fucked, or like everything's not built to last anymore.
I got a 58 Willys in the garage. I have the original owner's manual for it. It tells you, it's probably 400 pages. It tells you how to do everything to that truck. Everything.
That manual will tell you how to open and close the ashtray that's in the dashboard.
It has a section in there for how to get blood out of fabric. Because it
It's a
assumed
hunting truck.
it's a hunting truck.
Yeah.
It's a pickup truck. It's a four-wheel drive. And I remember I was looking through that book for something, and I was like, whoa, hey, what the? Oh, yeah. And it's like, if you're out hunting and you get some blood and use, this and this and this products to help get the blood out of the interior. It also tells you, and I know I've done this, there are 33 bolts on the head of that truck. It's a flathead, 6-cylinder. There are 33 bolts. They have to be tightened in a very specific sequence.
Starting in the middle.
Yeah.
And to a very specific torque. Then you have to warm the motor, and then you have to do it again.
Really?
So I did it, and I torqued 66 bolts. And by the time I was done, the last one cracked. I thanked God because I couldn't feel my arms.
Yeah.
But it literally tells you can take that truck apart bolt by bolt.
Yeah.
And now your Mercedes, your Chevy, or anything like that, there's no way.
A lot of these cars, if you work on them yourself, you void the warranty.
100%.
And they're all plastic underneath the hood and shit now. It's all ran by computers and shit. Like,
My buddy Tyler at work, he did a service on his wife's car, which service is just change the spark plugs.
yeah.
And he said, I changed the spark plugs, and when I started the car up, it threw up a bunch of error codes. And I said, you have to disconnect the positive and the negative off the battery so it shuts the computer off.
Right.
Then you can do the work and then put those back on because there was still power going to the battery, power to the computer. The computer is realizing you're doing this stuff.
Yeah.
And so it's going, error. And so he had to take it to a shop, and they had to clear the code to a tune of like $150 to just plug the computer adapter in and clear the code because he didn't disconnect the battery first.
Yeah.
That will happen if you get a dead battery. You have to know what you're doing, because that battery, if it's alive and hooked up, your computer never shuts off.
Yep.
Your alarm system is part of the battery.
Yeah.
And if you break in a modern car, it screams and whistles and bounces and the trunk door flaps and all that weird shit. But the bottom line is, it's never shut off. You've shut the ignition off and the ability to run it.
Right.
All the rest of the systems are going.
Yep. Nice. Well, let's get back into some fun stories. You have another story about another 54 Chevy?
I have another 54 Chevy story. And the other 54 Chevy story, I didn't tell you guys about this one. Are you sure I didn't tell you?
You had 4 on your list. You had 2 54s, a 55, and a 56.
Okay. The second 54 Ford, the second story was a 54 Chevy 4-door sedan that I was commuting to as a senior in high school. And in Boonton, New Jersey, which is way up north in New Jersey, winter is winter. It's icy, it's slush, it's snow, it's a mess. And I had 3 buddies of mine. We lived in Montville, and we had to commute to Boonton to go to high school. And Montville's such a small town, and Tawaco's such a tiny town, they didn't have any schools for us seniors. And we went whistling up to school, and it was snowing. And we went around the corner at a 4-way intersection. We went around the corner, and as we went around the corner, the car broad slid into the curb and rolled over.
So you're 2 rollovers.
But it went all the way over back onto its wheels, up this guy's front lawn. Unfortunately, 2 items, factual items. The home was owned by the superintendent of the school.
The school you attended?
Yes. The second problem was the lady putting the trash cans on the curb that I almost killed was his wife.
Boy, Dad, when you do something, you do 100%.
We do it all out.
So, but the car was on its wheels.
Right.
So I jumped out of the car and asked her if she was fine, and she looked at me, and I don't remember what nationality she was, but she said something that was illegible to me.
He's probably shitting
So
on
I
himself.
said to the guy, get in the car. They all got in the car. The damn old piece of shit started, and I drove it to school. And we went to class.
Act like nothing happened. Be cool.
Yeah,
be cool. Everybody be cool.
Get in the car. Get in the goddamn car. Of course, everybody's lunch was effed up. It was the inside of the car looked like a fight in a pastry shop. And so we all go to class. We all go to class. And about 10 o'clock in the morning, I get a call. John K., please report to the principal's office. So I go to the principal's office, and there's a cop there. He said, is this your car? I said, no, it's my sister's.
Dude, you're such a dick.
She already graduated.
You want me to go get her for you?
She dropped me off at school this morning.
By then, let me tell you something. By then, my grandfather wanted to turn me into a eunuch
Oh, I bet.
because he was my insurance agent,
Oh, nice.
Herbert L. Stone, who was president of the Bank of New York Insurance, covered my car as a favor to my mom. And here we go again, right? So the guy says to me, you need to come with me. I went, all right. So I went with him, and we went down to the parking lot. And he said, is this your car? And I'm looking at it, and it looked like I had mowed a golf course. And I went, yes, it's my car. And he said, you know, you almost killed a person. And I went, yeah, I know. I met her.
We're friends now.
But I had to say, yes, I met her like I really meant it. Well, not like I meant, God, what a bitch that was. She never laughed. She never laughed or anything. But besides that, she was in a nightgown and slippers in the snow.
She didn't think it was as cool as I did.
I've got, do some pictures in your head. So he said to me, well, what we're going to have to do is resolve this issue. And I said, what's the issue? And he said, you need to get in my car, and I'll show you the issue. And he took me there in the daytime, because we did that at, like 6:30 in the morning, and it's kind of dark in New Jersey in December at 6:30 in the morning. The front lawn looked like somebody had taken a rototiller.
Like somebody rolled a 54 four-door Chevy through it.
And of course, that same old white Chevy was a ball of grass and leaves and junk and garbage. And he said, you're going to have to repair this for the owner. I said, yes, sir, I know I am. He said, do you have a driver's license?
Oh, no.
And I went, well, yes, sort of. He said,
It's just not on me.
why don't you let me have it? So I handed it to him, and he said, this is a learner's permit.
Oh, nice. It's a note from my mom that says I can drive.
Yeah.
And he said, the lady of the house said there were 4 of you. Does anybody out of the 4 have a driver's license? I went, I don't know. So, needless to say, there was some repercussions from that. But one of the things we had to do was my father had to go to the police station and sign an affidavit that in the spring he would come and repair the lawn.
Oh, God.
So in the spring, Dad and I went and got buckets and buckets and buckets full of topsoil and grass seed, and went back and tried to straighten this, and it took us a whole Saturday. And I lost my, what do you want to call it, my monthly
Like your allowance?
allowance for about 3 months.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, it makes. I mean, that's
That sounds fair.
Yeah.
But
You were allowed to live.
Yeah. You tell the story.
Yeah. We laugh about it now.
pretty soon Herbert L. Stone got real sick of me, because when I'd call him up and say, hey, Grandpa, he'd say, what'd you do?
Which car did you roll down?
What?
It's not something nice, is
Next. Yeah. Oh, wow.
Okay, that's 2 54s. You have a 55?
I had a absolutely gorgeous turquoise blue and white 55 Chevy convertible.
And that Bel Air? That's the Bel Air?
Yeah.
This is different. That's
Back
Bel Air?
then, it was the 210 was the two-door, and it was probably a Bel Air.
It's my fucking dream car.
Anyway,
my favorite. It's a two-tone. It's really nice.
Today, that car original is $150,000 bucks.
Oh yeah.
So okay. So I had a date, and I took her to a drive-in, and we went to the drive-in, and I didn't pay any attention to the drive-in. It was a drive-in, and they have a row of berms with a speaker post, and you put the speaker on the side window, and then close the window, and it gave you the sound, and you could turn the sound up and down.
But you said this was a berm like you pulled. So your car was pointing up.
The aisles are flat. And what they did is they rolled the dirt up and then paved it so that as you came down the aisle, you turned into a spot you wanted and drove so that it pulled the nose of the car. It elevated the nose up because you were looking over the car in front of you.
Oh, I see.
And what it did is set everybody up so that your headlights, number one, wouldn't be in their eyes. But number one, you're looking up at this screen at the drive-in.
Okay.
So here we go. We're in the drive-in, and we're having a good time, and the movie's boring, and so we're having a good time, and everybody's...
We're Netflixing, for the new generation, we're Netflixing and chilling.
Yeah, this is where your parents
Netflixing and
grandparents
chilling
used
is a
to Netflix
cool
and chill.
idea.
Yeah, back then was we drive through and chilled.
Yeah, everybody's doing the same thing. Nobody's looking in our window.
Yeah.
Sometimes that activity is baby producing.
Yeah.
So anyway, so she says to me, "It's cold in the car."
Why was it so cold, Dad?
So I said, "No problem." So I started cranking it, and damned if it didn't go boop, and it was on fire. And I'm like, "Holy!"
They're warming up for you now, bitch.
So I jumped out of the car. And of course, I'm not going to say she jumped into her shirt. I jumped out of the car, and first thing I did was to try to grab a handful of dirt to throw it on the fire. It's paved. So I opened the hood, and then as soon as I opened the hood, the flames were everywhere, and I tried to beat it out with my coat, with my jacket, and it didn't make it. And and as soon as I jumped out of the car, the traffic jam to get away from me was pretty obvious. And I had to walk to the concession stand and ask them if they had a phone. And they had a phone because back then it wasn't modern America. There were no such things as cell phones.
Right.
There were no such things as two-way radios. There were no such things as anything for me. And so I had to call. I had to find out if they had a telephone, and I could call. And I called. And Mom, my mother, answered the phone. And I said, "Hey, Mom, my car caught on fire at the drive-in theater. Can you come and get us?" And I told her where it was, and I had to give her directions on the whole thing. And we ended up sitting there for about an hour and a half in a very ugly silence.
Yeah.
And Mother showed up. They let her in. The car is sitting there. There's no fire. It was out. Somebody next to me came up and put it out. I was down at the Geedunk trying to get a telephone call to my mother. I don't know how they put it out. They put it out. But it certainly wasn't going to run. Certainly wasn't going to drive. And my mother came and she said, "I'm just going to take your friend home and I'm going to take you home." And then I had to have the car towed away. And my grandfather had to show up again.
Well, at least you didn't roll this
Like,
one.
you just want my fucking checkbook? Like,
Yeah, Herbert L. and I went round and around for a long time. But that was my first experience with a car fire.
Did you start carrying a fire extinguisher?
I don't think they had them.
No?
I don't think so.
No, even like a pressurized water one. Maybe on like a
I don't
fire
know.
truck. But
Yeah, probably just there. I don't think there was.
That wasn't my first fire.
Oh no!
oh, nice.
Okay, well,
After the-
take us back.
After the 55 Chevy, I bought a 56 Ford convertible, and it had a 390 in it with a 3-speed on the floor. Beautiful car. And I'm in college, and the girl I was dating was a cheerleader. And she asked me if she could borrow the car to take all the cheerleaders with the top down and go in some parade through campus, and I said sure. And that car I'd taken it to my buddy's shop, and we'd taken the existing manifold off that 56 Ford and put a 3 deuces manifold on it and changed the floor shift to a different model floor shift. And I get a call from my mother. She said,
Poor Grammy.
Where's your fucking car?
"Hi, son. Mom, I just got a call from a very upset little girl, and she's at the college. Are you at the college?" Because somebody had to come and get me. We didn't have cell phones.
Right.
Somebody came and got me. And I went back and I said, "Yeah, I know. They were riding around in the car, and something happened, and it spilled gasoline out of the carburetors or something and caught the car on fire." And she said, "I think we finally hit the end of the road with your grandfather."
Oh. You said that's not my fault this time.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I said, "Well, yeah, it wasn't my fault." Anyway, so those are my bad luck stories through
1956.
no,
We're only 2
no,
years
by
in.
then,
Well, we
was
had the 64.
by then it was 1962, and I'd only burned I don't know how many cars, and how many fires, and how many things.
Didn't Grammy borrow your car one day? I think you remember you had one of your cars was kind of hot rodded. Mm-hmm. And
Oh yeah, she did.
so, yeah,
It was the 56 Ford.
that same one, the triple D.
She and my dad, very unfortunately, my father was a Scotsman. He was redheaded, freckled like a turkey egg, and about 6'1", 240. And he was when he was younger, he was on the team that the New York Giants, football Giants, put together to scrimmage with the same players. He wasn't a New York Giant. He was on a scrimmage team that they hired to scrimmage with the Giants.
Right.
He was a tough guy. He had a terrible accident when he was young. He was playing flag football, and he went screaming out for a pass and hit the edge of a corrugated roof on a shed. And the corrugated roof hit him at the hairline and opened his scalp up. And he ended up with narcolepsy. And narcolepsy is where you can have a perfectly normal working brain and be in the middle of a conversation, and all of a sudden you kind of just nod and close your eyes and you fall face first, sound asleep.
Mm-hmm.
Narcolepsy is not good.
Right.
My dad had it from that point on for the rest of his life before he was even my dad. So my mother, as a result of that, did all of the driving. And all of the driving meant that my father was a master machinist, a brilliant man, and he worked, his option in life was to work the swing shift. He liked to go to work at 4 and come home at midnight. As a result of that, I'd see my dad on Saturday and Sunday because I was in school all day, had My mother would take him to work, and I was either playing baseball, football, doing something like that.
Burning cars up.
Yeah.
Banging cars up, creating all of them. As you remember, one of these meetings I told you about the time I locked my mother in the ice house with a horse,
Yeah, with the
and a
horse.
sheep. So we won't go there anymore, but Mom was a tough lady. Anyway, she would go pick him up at night, at midnight. So my sister, my brother, and I were alone from after school. She had to take Dad to work, so we were alone. She would come back, make us supper, put us to bed, do all that kind of stuff. We'd go leave the house at 11 o'clock at night, go get my dad, and come back about 12:30, 1 in the morning, and go to bed. So that's the kind of life we lived. So Dad was kind of hit and miss. So it was a different life for that. But anyway, I got off track here. So, as a matter of fact, where the hell were we?
We were
We're talking about when Grammy borrowed your 56.
Oh, Grammy borrowed my 56 to take Dad to a doctor's appointment. So I said, yeah, sure. Because she had a 1956 Dodge automatic, and it had park, neutral, drive, slow, and reverse.
It was a push button.
Push button,
Oh,
shift,
nice.
automatic transmixer in this Dodge that had fins and other fins, and it looked like the ass end of a grinder. So I was parked in the driveway, and she said, "Can I take Dad to work in your car?" And I went, "Yeah, sure." So she disappeared. Of course, her car started it up and didn't make a sound. My car started it up and it went. So out she went, and she disappeared. Now, Dad's work was 40-minute round trip. About 2 hours later, she came home, and it was everything she could do to cry, but she wanted to scream at me. So she was in that. There's only women that can get into that. And she said, "I'll never drive your car again." And I said, "Why?" She said, "When I put it into third gear, it started to run away with me, so I pulled it back down into second gear, and I drove all the way to Dad's work and home in second gear."
Oh, my God.
Huh.
Yeah.
I bet those were real long gears, like a 3-speed. Like your gears got to
It's
be
a 3-speed.
long.
Oh, yeah. So she had to take it all down to the lower range and drive it home.
Yeah.
She was terrified of the thing.
I bet.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. My dad used to tell me all the time, too, like, we would do anything we could to get horsepower out of these things.
Yeah. Well, we did that.
Well, but it's amazing, too. Like modern cars, there's a lot of modern cars. If you put your foot into it, you go to merge onto the freeway, and you go, I got to get up to freeway speed. Kendra rented a car, and she got I think a Charger with a Hemi.
Oh, yeah, you're moving.
And
Hey,
she
you're
was
there right
like, she pulled up to get me in the airport in this bright red Dodge with a Hemi. And I looked at it and I said, "You rented this?" And she said, "I asked for like a midsize."
now. Yeah.
And they said this is what they had. And I said, "It's got a Hemi badge on it." And she went, "Okay." I said, "Do you know what a Hemi is?" And she said, "No." I said, "Do you know why this car is so loud?" She goes, "No, but it's real fast." And I went, "Mm-hmm." And the next day I said, "Can I drive this?" She's like, "Yeah, I don't care." And we merged onto a freeway when I went, let's get to freeway speed, and put my foot into it. And all of a sudden, we were at freeway speed. I didn't,
Oh, yeah.
and that's a heavy car.
Yeah.
This was a
They're-
4-door.
Yeah, they're
Yeah.
big.
It's
They're
a
big.
tank, and all of a sudden, this Sherman is doing 90, and we're getting on the freeway, and I went, "Oh wow, I didn't expect that out of this." But now she's even got it that little 4-door Mercedes.
They zip.
It's like driving a go-kart.
Yeah, they zip.
And I
zip
drive a
pretty good.
4-door Chevy truck, and so I'm used to that. Thing's got some weight and some mass and
Yeah.
all that. And that little Mercedes of hers, you stomp on it, and it's like driving a go-kart.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
They'll just come right out from underneath you. They're a rocket.
Yeah.
So I can sympathize.
I rented a Porsche one time.
How'd you fit into it?
Convertible.
Okay.
Yeah. You know, it's got to be convertible. I can't fit in most sports cars.
Did you wear a helmet?
They, not crazy horsepower, but they're compact and they're lightweight.
Right.
And those two things combined make those cars darts. I mean, like, I hit the gas on this fucking thing and I was just zipping. And I was like, it maybe had 350, 400 horsepower. Like, not a ton, but gone. Just fucking, they accelerate so quick. They weigh nothing. They're
Right.
2,000-pound cars.
And if you're not anticipating that, and poor Grammy that was used to driving a literal tank.
Slush drive.
Yeah. Slush drive.
No, like, my mom won't drive JJ's car. She's like, this thing's a fucking rocket ship.
Your mom has an Audi.
Yeah, but like an older Audi.
Yeah.
JJ's is like, here's drive. It's like the blinker, right? You push like you'd push a blinker. That's your drive. That's drive. Boop, that's drive. It's all on the steering wheel. So there's no stick, there's no nothing. It's boop, that's drive. And my mom's like, what the fuck is that drive? I'm like, I don't know. I didn't design this motherfucker.
That's the Germans.
Yeah, like, ask them. I don't know. But a lot of cars now are like the twist button, like, right, to drive.
That thing is weird. And some of them have them, like the minivans have them up here, so it's like you're tuning a radio.
Yeah.
That Explorer outside has got it in the console.
Yeah.
That's wild.
Yeah, you just...
You know, and from where we used to come from, where manuals were all you could own, it is so difficult to get a manual car now. You almost have to custom order one.
Yeah.
Like, everything's automatic now.
Years ago, Dad wanted to get a new truck, and he asked him for a manual. And this is here in Southern California, and the guy said, "Are you a farmer?" And he said, "No, I like driving a manual." And they were like, nobody asks for them.
No.
But it's almost like, you remember the club you could put on your steering wheel?
Huh?
Now, if you have a manual, that's the new club.
You leave your
You can
doors
leave your
unlocked.
windows down, and people will get in it and go, "There's 3 pedals,
Yeah, what do I do with this?
and there's a gear shift here. I don't.
Yeah.
How does all of this
Well, and
work?"
heaven forbid reverse be to the left and up where first is.
Uh-huh.
Oh, even if they can try to figure it out, they'll be backing up for an hour.
My Willys is like that.
Yeah.
It's only 3 speeds, but reverse is all the way to the left and all the way up.
Yeah.
So no one, and mine doesn't have on, the old school ones on the shifter knob, it has on there R1, 2, 3, and it's got kind of a map to how you get there. Mine doesn't have that. So if you don't anticipate that, you're putting that thing in thinking but you're putting it in gear thinking I'm going to go forward, and as soon as you let off the clutch, you're rear-ending the guy,
Yeah.
Accidentally you're in traffic because you don't understand where it is.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. So
Well,
I've got I have a 55 Thunderbird.
you have some really
It's
amazing
got a
cars.
365 horse Chevy V8 in it and a B&M Hydro cable shift transmission that by the time we put it in that little T-Bird, the drive shaft is 9 inches long. From the end of the transmission to the forward 9-inch rear end, I have a 9-inch drive shaft.
we put your differential just right on your transmission. So.
Right here.
But I can get daylight under my 2 front wheels if I get nasty with that.
Yeah. Well, you have now you have your 34 Ford.
Yeah,
That's manual.
that's manual.
Is it?
But that's 100% 34 Ford stock original.
Is it a 5-speed?
No, it's an original 34 Ford transmission, which is 3 speeds, first, second, and third, and reverse only.
Okay.
There's no overdrive. There's nothing like that.
Is it a V8?
It's a V8 flathead.
Oh, yeah, okay. So, like
And the thing about restoring a 1934 Ford, it is called a Babbitt motor. Ford in 34 did not have brass bearings for the crankshaft. They would take the block of the motor and they would bolt the bottom of the crankshaft together, the crankshaft bracket together without the crankshaft, and pour the bearings in lead. Then they would machine the bearings on the crank to meet the crank in the lead, and they had to hand make all those motors. When I bought that Ford, and I got it out of I swear to God, I got it out of a chicken coop in Ringo's, New York, and had it shipped to California and gave it to Bill Robinson, who was one of the most famous Ford restoration guys going. It cost me $6,000 to have that original flathead redone in lead. There's only 2 or 3 places in the country that they still know how to do that. So that 34 that I have is actually factory original 34 Ford. All the numbers match, and it's 3-speed on the floor with a clutch.
And it's all steel.
It's all steel.
Because you can get the reproduction fenders now. And the rocker panels and the runner boards and all that. Somebody bought the original
molds.
The molds and the tooling, and but they're not 100%. No. So even though you get them, they still have to. Obviously, it's a lot easier to
tweak them.
Yeah, but it's a lot easier to tweak it and buy one than cutting patches out, replacing cancer, and doing all that kind of stuff. But
this particular car, the only thing that happened to this car was the lady we bought it from. Her father was a car guy, and some of his cars were still in the chicken coop. There was about 5 of them in there, and I bought this 34 from her. And what he did was he left it outside for a number of years, and the 34 Ford had a square opening in the roof of the car. It wasn't a continuous piece of steel. It had wood bows that spanned across the hole in the car. It was like a giant moonroof, but there was no such thing as a moonroof.
Right.
And it had a black canvas top that they made that sat on wooden bows that formed the roof of the car, but you really couldn't tell unless you looked that the center part of that was canvas. When he bought that car to restore, he parked it outside. That roof canvas deteriorated in the snow, in the heat, in the summer, in the rain, and all that. The thing filled with snow. When I bought it, it had no floorboards. That car had filled with all the rotten leaves and snow over the years, and it just literally rusted the floorboards out. So when I bought the car, it was then preserved in the chicken coop, but when I opened the door, I was looking at the floor of the chicken coop, and I found a company in the South, maybe Summit. I'm not supposed to ask Aunt, talk brands. They had reproduction floors, is what they made for antique Fords. And I ordered a floor from them, and it was factory perfect in every dimension, every kink, every bend, everything. And when I took the body off the frame, what was left of the floor was just fragments.
Right.
So the body was off the frame, and part of the body was all wood framed. The doorposts, and a lot of that stuff was wood. So I got the body off, and we had to order out these steel reproduction floors, but they dropped right in and they were perfect. And then I had a car that had a perfect floor, and it accommodated all the original equipment. The holes were right and all of that. So the shifter came up through the proper hole in the floorboard, and the clutch and the brake pedal and the gas pedal, all that stuff was in the right spot. So that part of the car is not original, but the whole rest of the body, fenders, everything is original.
Well, it's hard to find something that old. It's almost coming up on 100 years.
Yeah.
That is original.
Well, but it's all, so you'll hear the all steel. It's an all steel car. So your car may not be original, but it's all
numbers,
steel.
Your numbers
when
matching.
I go to car shows, the guys walk around
With a magnet.
with refrigerator magnets.
Yeah.
And all it is the ones that are like faces of dogs and cats. It's plastic, and they just throw it, and it lands on the fender and goes, and they go, that's steel. They can also check those parts for Bondo.
Right.
Because if the car has Bondo, because the edge of the fender was mangled and somebody just Bondoed it in, that won't stick to it. That refrigerator magnet, and they just walk around the car tossing this thing. It looks like a a bottle opener. It's that rubber thing you can open a bottle with. And they go, this isn't, no, this is junk.
I think the hardest thing for car collectors is engine training, right? Numbers matching. The original shit that came in the car.
Yeah.
Either a lot of guys young got rid of the original stuff, replaced it with stuff, blew it up, did things. To get the original motor trans, everything numbers matching is nearly impossible now.
No, my 34, the serial number for the car is stamped into the frame.
Hmm?
So the frame matches the body.
Right.
The frame matches the engine plate because what Ford did back then is they built their own motors.
Right.
And their motors are cast iron. And a new cast iron motor out of a mold is not usable. And they throw it out into a field, and it's thousands of motors in perfect rows that have to season for a year through winter, summer, fall, and all of that. And it seasons the cast iron mold of the motor.
Huh.
Then Ford takes them off the old school.
Yeah.
They took them off the field and machined them and put them into the cars with the proper parts and everything. But the motors had been seasoned. And the motors that had, we call them rat nests. And that's where the cast iron didn't completely fill the mold.
Uh-huh.
And it ended up with like a rock hole, a rocky-like hole.
Huh.
Ford would just throw them back in and remelt them.
Okay.
They had to be perfect
Okay.
so they could machine them. So that's how the numerical sequence of the motor to the body and to the frame was accomplished was on the body tag that's on the firewall of my car. It has the original motor serial number along with the original body and frame number. So that's how my car is considered.
It's all, they call it numbers matching.
The numbers are all matching, but Ford has a division that goes out and they look at antique cars like your mother's 29 Roadster. It had to be looked at by a Ford expert to certify that it was 100% original.
Oh, like an authenticator.
Yeah, and the Ford guys, I forget the name of that process, but when they did my car, they certified it as Ford original for that motor. When they certified your mother's 29 Roadster, the guy said to me, your Ford Roadster is a certified original. But when they pulled the block out of the meadow and machined it, and it went in the assembly line and went into your car, the motor in your car from Ford is for a pickup truck.
Oh, they put the wrong motor in it, the wrong block?
They put it, the block was, it's a 4-cylinder Ford motor. The pickup trucks had a different numbering code on the motor.
Like a C for coupe, like T for truck or something?
When they got it on the build line to build it for the next vehicle, they didn't check to see if it was a pickup truck or a car. They could have cared less.
Yeah.
Right, yeah, they're just stamping these things
And
out.
they just put that pickup truck motor together and put it in the car. And I said to him, what value does that have to the car? He said, not anything to a collector, but to some people, that's a bonus to have because the torque didn't quite match the torque of the passenger vehicle. It had a little, a little higher torque value.
Huh.
So her mom's car, mom's 29, is a factory certified original, and it was featured 2 years ago in the National Roadster Show in Pomona, California. And it was the model they put in the $1 Million Roadster building to show people what the car looked like from Ford and what the $1 Million Roadsters looked like afterwards.
Huh.
And there's no comparison.
Oh yeah, they're probably nothing the same.
Yeah, they're all chopped. And
Wow.
It is.
Yeah.
You look at a $1 Million Roadster, you're not looking at anything.
No, you're looking at a
No.
piece of art. You're working at a
Yeah.
Mona Lisa. You're looking at something crazy.
You're looking at what they call a 29 or a 30 or whatever, because that's what they used to do back then. They're not doing that anymore. They're chopping chassis and they're doing all kinds of different shit.
Well, I still have the program for that year with Mom's car in it.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it really is awesome.
Let's not roll that one. Let's not burn that one up. Let's take it easy on that one.
Do you want to set this episode on fire?
Do we
Like
want
so
to?
many of your dad's cars?
No more of that.
Let's just gently close the door.
Yeah.
If not, I'm going to put you on the back of a fire truck.
Yeah.
Oh, we're gonna hear about the
Yeah.
fire truck
Yes.
soon.
Stay tuned. The next episode we have, we're gonna get into some of your some of your other escapades. I mean,
Oh, good.
Would it be okay if we did something that had Jack's mom involved?
yeah, 100%.
Yeah, we can do that.
Yeah.
Jack's mom has a license as a private pilot license.
Really?
Jack's mom has a seaplane rated license as a private pilot.
So when we win all
And
of our
some of-
money,
Some of her training and some of her stories are worth listening to.
okay.
Jack's mom is all of 100 pounds.
Yeah.
Soaking wet.
Yeah. With sand in her boots.
Yeah, she's easily kidnappable.
Yeah, I'll put her in my pocket.
And we'll get her here and let her kind of put her words into it. Some of it is horrific.
Okay.
Oh yeah, we'll have to get her on for sure.
Well, let's take this one to the drive-in and catch it on fire.
Let's put her down.
All right. Well, I've been Jerett,
I've been Jack.
I'd be Dad.
and this is Shattered Wisdom Podcast, and you motherfuckers are welcome.